Hey everyone, wanted to give a quick update on the farm and what's going on. I haven't really been making a lot of videos lately, just been real busy. So let me kind of show you guys what's going on. All right, so I got all these females and they're all pregnant right now. So we like to breed in the winter and the fall, the best time I think to breed. She's pregnant. These guys got to come out here soon. She's just got pregnant last week. These guys are definitely old enough to go out on their own. We're keeping all two of these and one of them's going to someone else. Pregnant, it's a male, pregnant. She just had kits. She had 9 of them. They're in there sleeping. Just check them out, see how big they are. They're about a week old or so, or a few days old. Look like little mice still got their eyes shut. Yeah, so they're like a little bit less than a week. She's pregnant as well, and the other 2 are males. So that's what's going on with the rabbits. We sold a bunch last week, or last month, about 40 of them. People like to buy rabbits, so definitely a good thing to get into if you're into that kind of stuff. Over here, dealing with my goats like to come down here and push these chicken tractors and bang on them until they drop some feed, and then they come down here and pretty much rape my feeders. So this is what just happened today. I got to get down there and fix it. I just had to wire it up real quick for tonight, but tomorrow I'll come out here and rewrap it. Anyways, so right now we got some meat birds in here. There's about 15 or so in each, and we got 36, and now we have 35. One of them died the first day, but this is pretty good for these guys. And it rained pretty hard, so I generally move them twice a day when it rains. And then this is their feed setup. These guys are about 8 weeks old right now. We went to butcher a couple last weekend, and they were just too small. They were like 3 pounds, 4 pounds, and we want them like 5 or 6. So they're all roosters. There's a couple hens in there, but most of them are roosters. So this is their feeder. I'm gonna add some feed here in a second, and then these are their waters. Waters go inside, and then this is just some kind of makeshift rain system to keep it out. So I'm gonna move these chicken tractors real quick, and I'll show you how I do that. It's pretty easy. I come out here and I check on their feed, and generally they eat a bunch during the day, so come out here and feed them up at night. So like I said, that's what their feed looks like. The setup's stupid, so definitely if you're gonna make something like this, make it better than this. This is terrible because all this, you gotta come in here and do this, and it's kind of annoying. So I'd ran out of meat crumble, so I had to use some layer pellets, and works fine. We like to open feed them. And I'm gonna add some water. These guys run through about 5 gallons of water a day. All right, so like I said, they busted a hole in there. I thought it was a dog or something at first, but then I kind of realized what was going on. Generally, they just push on the wood and push the tractor, and that's fine. They get whatever feed fell on the ground, but now they stepped it up to a level. I'll have to go up there, and there's the culprit right there, up on the hill. So we shut that gate usually, but they've been known to get through the fence, come down here and mess stuff up. Anyways, so let me show you guys these meat birds. We're gonna butcher them in about 2 weeks or so. Not really in a hurry, you know, it's not like it costs that much extra to keep them. So we like to put a feeder out here so that they have open access to feed, and then the other ones in the back there, they're eating out of that tube. That tube ideal, bad ideal, don't do that. Try to get something more boxy that comes down. The tube can get wet There's lots of things that can happen. So if I had to remake this, I would not use that tube ideal. Now that I have to fix this hardware cloth here, I'm gonna redo this whole box design. I'll probably put a patch on that, actual hardware cloth over top of this, and then run a board across so if the goat does try to push on it again, it pushes the board instead of the hardware cloth. But anyways, so these guys, they're about 4 pounds. They look bigger, but they're not. They're kind of small. And I got some here. I got some in there. And over here I keep some grow out roosters. Basically, you know, what wasn't sold. People don't want to buy roosters, people want to buy pullets. So I'll show you guys what's going on over here. I keep some guinea in here. This is just a grow out for younger birds, but I still sell them, and people come and somebody picked through and got all the hens. There might be 1 or 2 hens left in there, but they're not quite old enough yet. They're only about 4 or 5 months old. So you can see a couple guinea in there, and then roosters. 1 hen, maybe 2. I renovated that about a week or 2 ago. I got to do the other 2 as well, but I had to change the tarp out because the tarp was busted through. Painted it to make it look a little better. Got some new wheels on it. Just things to make it easier to move. I actually pulled a muscle in my back moving this with just 2 wheels, and I don't want to do that again. That was about a month ago. So these things are kind of heavy in the back end because, you know, you got 5 gallons of water, 50 pounds of food, and then all the wood, of course, holding it down. This is a John Siskovich style chicken tractor, and I added on, you know, customized it a little bit up in the back to make it better, because he just did it for meat birds. I do it for actually grow outs and hens and breeding pens and all kinds of things. That's why there's a roost bar in there. All right, let's run up to the barn. I'll show you these goats and get some eggs. There she is. She's the one that does it. The other one kind of follows suit, but this one definitely will ram the heck out of anything. We don't feed them, so I mean, obviously if we did, they'd probably be a little bit tamer as far as, you know, going down there, but they get plenty of feed. I mean, look at how fat she is, right? She's a big old girl. She's not pregnant at all. She's just fat because she eats a lot. She finds food, and there's plenty of food around here. I mean, they're fed hay, but as far as grain, we don't grain feed them anymore. Some of these chickens too, I'll come up here with, like, we got a scrap bin for food, and they'll meet me up here, and I'll be waiting outside to eat some food. All right, so let's get some eggs here. Now it's December, okay, it's December 15th. We had a couple weeks of freezing. Pretty much I had to come up here and deal with that, but after the freezing weather, we ended up getting, it warmed back up to 60, 70, now it's down to about the 40s. So it's starting to get cold again, but chickens are laying pretty strong. I got a bunch of chickens in here. It's a pretty big coop, but could use a bigger one. Now what I come in here and do is, first thing I do, this feeder's good, but I like to make sure that these chickens all get fed, because sometimes a rooster can't stick its head in there, in those feed ports. So I'll just take a couple scoops of feed and dump them on the ground. There's plenty of chickens in here. They're not going to waste it all. And they like to pick through that stuff, and they like to scratch, so that's something they like to do. Now if you notice, there's no bedding in here. It's all just dirt and poop. So what happens is, if you have the right amount of chickens in here, they'll scratch through all their poop and manure, and it'll just compost down that much quicker. So just keep that in mind. You don't need wood chips. Wood chips are definitely good, but you don't need them. All right, so let's grab some eggs here. And I got some hens sitting in here. Keep some eggs in there. Grab these things. Now I had this single nest box, but I kept having a rooster get in here and, like, not pecking the eggs, but just pooping on them and stuff, and it was kind of annoying. So I made this loft area up here for them so they can lay eggs up here. And they do. And it works out pretty well. It's a nice big coop. Can get, you know, quite a few chickens in here if I need to, if they want to get in here. And we generally don't have chickens in here sitting in here, but I guess they're starting to do that now. Good amount of eggs. We had a pretty heavy rain, so everything's pretty wet. I mean, the coops are dry, obviously, but the ground outside is all wet. So the problem with having like a feeder like this or a water like this is chickens, they like to sit on top and poop all over it. So just, you know, if you have a cone shaped roof you can put on this, that would be great. But these waters work out pretty well. You know, there's plenty of water here for them, and if they freeze up, they thaw out without breaking. So same thing as in there. I like to come in here. I like to make sure they get enough feed. So there's quite a bit more chickens in here. This is a bigger coop. These are all my I am Samani. They're just all black basically, and they're pretty cool chickens to have around. Now the pen we were just in, those are all Morans, so, or Marins. Some people call them Marans, but they were blue, black, and splash. So got some 4 nesting boxes in here. I don't get as many eggs out of here anymore because the cold really shut them down from laying. So I get a lot less. Usually between 5 and 10. I was getting somewhere around 20 to 25 a day in the summertime. But this breed isn't a big prolific layer. They lay an egg every 2 or 3 days. But that's what they look like. They're all black. It's hard to catch them without them running around. They're a very flighty breed, meaning that they don't like people. They like to run, you know, flighty. But they're great looking birds. Oh, get all those eggs. They ran over here to check out these eggs. I don't want them, I sell these eggs. I don't want them to come in here and break them. All right, moving on. And if you have goats, you know this. These goats will harass you all day. No matter what. No matter what. They just want feed. That's all. You can feed them, but they still want more. And they'll just keep wanting more and more and more and more and more and more. Because that's what they do. This is my free range flock. You know, they're just free ranged. They do whatever they want. And we like them because they go in there and they're always outside doing their thing and scratching up and getting bugs and quit biting me. The only problem with free range layers is that they like to lay wherever they feel like it. So you kind of gotta know they're hiding, their hidey holes, and go check them every day. Otherwise, you're gonna get a cache of eggs that are old. So I got chicken in there. Every day she's in here sitting on my eggs. So go in here and I just move her out of the way. Get out of my way. And grab these 3 eggs that are usually here. Then I go check another hidey hole out. And sure enough, they're still following me. I never feed them, ever. But they still somehow think I'm gonna give them something. Got waters like this everywhere. You keep them in direct sunlight. In the wintertime, they'll freeze up. These cups will freeze, but they won't break. Same thing with the little crosses here. If it's in direct sunlight, it'll thaw out by midday, at least where I live. So there's an egg over there. There's a chicken over there. I got this. I had a raccoon possum problem. So I put this cage up here to catch them, and I did catch them, but I left it up here just in case. Come on, get out of there. Hang on a second. I'm gonna leave it down. So I'm tired of coming out here every day and getting these chickens out of there. So I got a little solar system going on over here. Some people have seen it. It just runs my lights. Lights come on at 3:30. That's just because I like to come up here sometimes early, and I like it to be light in here and not dark. And then it goes off at 11 o'clock. So they get about 16 hours of daylight throughout the day. It doesn't get dark till about 5:30. But that's it. So that's what eggs for the day. Not bad. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 10 Morans, 5 AC, which isn't good. AC is short for I am Samani. And then a couple free range layers, I guess, which is what we use to eat. And I sell those as well. Some people like to buy them. They're just a barnyard mix, so it's like a mixed breeds, basically. There's no purebreds. I mean, there could be, but highly unlikely. It's just, you know, a bunch of different roosters, a bunch of different hens, and just people call them mixed breeds or barnyard mix or whatever. So I had this this pen up here. This is where I keep all my feed at. Had to redo the switch. The switch went out. I still got to put a wall plate on there and put it in there. But I keep my broody hens in here, and they swap out every now and then. I don't keep the same ones in here. I let them go whenever they really feel like it, but generally I'll try to kick them out at about 2 to 3 months. They come down here, and sometimes they lay down in there, the ones from outside. But these guys, they like to sit on eggs. I put 6 eggs under her. She's down to 3 because she's been smashing them. So I took away her last egg, so she's just checking them, which is, you know, it's fine. I keep my feed in here, keep it away from those goats, because if they have any opportunity to get in here, they will destroy them. Then I have this other pen, this last pen, that I have some chickens in. What I do with this is all these hens are super broody. What? So I come out here every day and get eggs. And there's 4 hens in here and 1 rooster, but they're extremely broody. What that means is they sit on eggs. Now I tried to put them in the broody pen, and they did not want that at all. So put them back in, and eventually they just kept sitting on eggs over there in the main I am Samani pen. But they still lay eggs, and there's a rooster in there for them, just to make sure that they're fertilized, because they're still good, you know, to sell and whatnot. But same with them. Come in here, I grab some feed. And these feeders work great. It's just, chickens like to, they like to scratch. And this encourages them on a dirt floor to scratch it up and make it good. I got some, the rocks, the grit. Keep grit in there with all my chickens that are penned up, and they get oyster shells as well, just to make sure those eggs stay hard. But that's pretty much the gist of what's been going on. Yesterday I had a dog attack. My neighbor's dog got out again and came over here and killed 5 chickens and injured 1. Luckily I was home early. I was down there at the shop. I was filling up some water buckets and doing something, but I heard a commotion up here, and I looked up and I saw a dog running up here. So I raced up here, got him out of here, then counted up the dead chickens, which 5, it seems like a lot. It's nothing compared to this dog. This dog was probably only up here for a minute or 2. Over the summer, this dog, you can see his dog prints up here where he was running pretty hard. But over the summer, this dog came out here and killed 20 chickens in one day. No problem, you know. And I'm not always home, so the dog is, if it gets off of it's got an electric collar. If it gets off its electric collar, it's coming over here. So, you know, it's, maybe I shouldn't free range chickens, but, you know, I do. I'm gonna keep doing it. I just have to be vigilant and make sure that, you know, that fence doesn't stop dogs. It's a barbed wire fence. It slips underneath it, no problem. So I'm just gonna have to keep an eye out. Now, this spring, I'm probably gonna change the fence out to a field fence, make it a little bit more secure. Maybe put some wire on it, just to keep things out, keep things in, keep things out. But there's my free range chickens. They're just kind of doing their thing. Now, most of them are gonna be Morans or Guinea or I am Samani, because that's what we raise here. You can see some here, and this guy, I don't know why he's out. I can't remember. I brought him out, but he looks fantastic. And these guys, they like to herd up. And I got a bunch of olive eggers out here. They lay some pretty good green eggs. Problem is like when that freeze came down, they stopped laying. I only get a couple a day, whereas I was getting like 10 a day. But all three of those are olive eggers. You can kind of see their beards going on. And we got some ducks over there in the pond, and we're raising up in the garage right now. We're raising up, I think, 9 ducks. So I got 3 Pekings and 6 khaki Campbells. The Pekings we hatched out ourselves. Our kids' grandparents, they send us some eggs to hatch. We got 3 out of 12, and we ended up buying at Rule King a couple other ducks, so we had more than just 3 ducks. We're gonna raise them up until they're old enough to go in the pond and throw them on the pond for some pond decoration. And I like eating duck eggs, but the thing about duck eggs is they like to lay wherever they want, and sometimes you don't get them fast enough. The turtles get them, or something else gets them. But yeah, that's what's going on. So stay tuned for more videos, and thanks for watching. All right, there we go. Fix it for now, and I'll come out here after these chickens are processed, and we'll replace that panel.